The story begins inside a quiet college library, where a writing workshop is underway. A professor approaches a young girl and asks, "So, what have you written?" She softly replies, "Nothing." Disappointed, the professor questions why she came if she didn't intend to write. But the truth is, she had written something. She had carefully folded her thoughts on a piece of paper and hidden it in her pocket. Without explaining, she quietly walks out of the room. That girl is Raquel. In a gentle voice, she starts telling us about her world. She comes from a middle-class family and lives in a modest house right next to the grand estate of the wealthy Hidalgo family in Barcelona. Their mansion, elegant like a royal palace, stands in stark contrast to Raquel's simple home, where she lives with her mother. Raquel tells us that the Hidalgos have 3 sons. The eldest is Artemis, the youngest is Apollo, and the middle one is Ares, the one Raquel has secretly admired for a long time. Her fascination with Ares runs deep. She knows everything about him, his workout routine, his likes and dislikes. Everything is saved meticulously in her laptop. Yet, they've never actually spoken. One day, when Raquel's Wi-Fi suddenly stops working, she checks the router, only to glance out the window and spot Apollo sitting nearby. She asks, "Are you using my Wi-Fi? How did you get the password?" Apollo casually replies, "My brother Ares gave it to me. I wasn't getting a signal in my room, so I came here." He walks away, but unknowingly, he sets the wheels of this story into motion, because everything is about to change, all because of that one shared password. Later that night, Raquel is suddenly awakened by loud music playing near her window. Annoyed, she peeks out and sees Ares standing below, blasting songs from his laptop, using her Wi-Fi. Frustrated, she calls out to him, asking him to lower the volume and leave. Ares, instead of backing off, looks up and says, "You know a lot about me, and now I know a lot about you too." With a half smile, he casually calls her weird and walks away, leaving Raquel a little shaken. The next morning at college, Raquel meets her best friend, Yoshi. He jokes, as he often does, "Raquel, one day I'll be your future husband." She laughs it off like always, taking it as nothing more than friendly teasing. Later, Raquel goes to the college sports ground. Her real reason, just to catch a glimpse of Ares, who's working out with other boys. Suddenly, it begins to rain, and everyone starts running for cover. As Ares walks back home, Raquel quietly follows from a distance. But then, she loses sight of him. As she looks around anxiously, she accidentally falls into a shallow ditch. Dusting herself off, she glances around again, only to find Ares standing right behind her. She's startled. Ares calmly asks, "Why are you following me?" Embarrassed, Raquel stammers, "I wasn't following anyone." Ares steps closer and writes something on her hand. "This is your Wi-Fi password, right?" he asks. He then tells her that he had a hack in her laptop to get it, and what he found surprised him. Her entire device was filled with photos and notes about him. Gently but firmly, he asks, "Why would you do that?" In a soft, trembling voice, Raquel replies, "Because I love you, and I wish you'd love me too." Ares lets out a small laugh and says, "You're not even my type." But Raquel bravely responds, "We'll see about that. For now, just walk me home. I'm scared to go alone." Ares, with a mischievous smile, agrees, but adds a condition, "Only if you kiss me first." Raquel hesitates, but then nods. As he leans in, just when it feels like something might happen, Ares pulls back and says, "You're getting late." And with that, he quietly walks her home. That night, as soon as Raquel returns home, the first thing she does is turn off her Wi-Fi. She sits down for dinner with her mother, hoping for a quiet evening. But things take a surprising turn when Ares suddenly sneaks into her room. Shocked, Raquel confronts him. "What are you doing here so late?" "I'll call the police." Ares smirks and replies, "Someone turned off the Wi-Fi. I just came to switch it back on. Besides, girls don't usually call the cops on their crush." He gently seats her down, asking her to stay calm. Then, in a surprisingly intimate gesture, he kneels and lightly touches her feet, planting a soft kiss. Raquel's heart races, unsure of how to react. But before things go any further, Ares walks to the window, turns back with a teasing smile, says, "Good night, witch," and disappears into the night. The next day, Raquel is working at a cafe when her friend Yoshi stops by. To her surprise, Aries also arrives. She tries to avoid being seen, but he spots her and jokes, "Interesting job you've got here." He then invites her to his club's opening party and tells her she can bring someone along. That night, Raquel arrives with her friend Daniela, who's excited to be there. When Raquel sees Aries head into the VIP section, she tries to follow but gets stopped by a guard. Just then, Aries' elder brother Artemis arrives and lets her in, but Aries is nowhere to be seen. Stepping out the back door, she finds him standing alone in a quiet alley. She walks up, closes the distance, and kisses him softly. Aries slowly begins to respond, but Raquel pulls back with a smirk and says, "You mess with a witch, now deal with it." She leaves him stunned and walks back inside. Later, while ordering water, she finds Apollo already there, complaining that his brothers never let him drink. Raquel orders him one, and it hits him hard, too hard. He begins losing control. Raquel and Daniela try to take him home, but he refuses. When Raquel pulls out her phone to call Aries, Apollo throws it away, shattering it. With no other option, Raquel brings him to her place where he passes out on her bed. Moments later, Aries arrives. Seeing the situation, he scolds Raquel. "Why did you give him a drink? I knew he wouldn't handle it." He decides to stay until their father leaves for work in the morning. Aries lies down next to Apollo, and after a while, Raquel quietly lies down too. As the night grows still, Aries gently reaches out and brushes against Raquel's hand. There's a quiet tension between them, a moment where both seem to pause, feeling something unfamiliar yet strangely comforting. Neither says a word. They simply let the silence speak. The next morning, Raquel excitedly shares last night's events with her friends. Daniela, naturally, is over the moon hearing all the details. Later that day, Raquel and Yoshi return to her place to study. Just then, a surprise gift arrives at the door, a brand new phone along with a note. It's from Aries. Touched, but still confused, Raquel asks Yoshi to stay back while she heads off to return the phone. Outside Aries' home, she meets Claudia, Artemis's secretary, who lets her in. Without hesitation, Raquel walks straight into Aries' room and tries to return the phone. But Aries calmly says, "You shouldn't return gifts. Besides, it was my brother who broke your phone." Raquel insists, "It was just the screen. My old phone still works." She places the phone down and turns to leave. But Aries gently grabs her hand and softly says, "I want to kiss you." Raquel pulls away, walking a few steps, then suddenly turns back and kisses him. In that quiet, charged moment, Aries realizes this is Raquel's first time. He looks at her seriously and says, "Are you sure you're ready for this?" Raquel, without hesitation, replies, "Yes." What follows is a deeply intimate moment where both of them explore their growing feelings. Later, as silence settles in, Aries pulls away and casually starts playing video games, asking her to take the phone with her. Hurt by his detached behavior, Raquel angrily throws the phone into the trash and walks away. Back home, she tells Yoshi, "No studying today. I'm not in the mood." Yoshi, sensing something went wrong, doesn't ask further. The following day, while attending her writing workshop, Raquel receives a photo message from Aries. He's wearing her necklace. She suddenly remembers she must have left it in his room. Determined to get it back, she goes straight to his house. There, she finds Aries having fun with his friends by the pool. Before she can say much, Aries pulls her into the water with him. Raquel exclaims, "Why is this water so salty?" Aries replies, "I'm allergic to chlorine. We don't use it." Annoyed, she says, "I'm not here to swim. I just want my necklace back." Aries takes her to his room and carefully places the necklace around her neck. Their closeness reignites old feelings, and they find themselves drawn to each other once again. But afterward, Aries suddenly walks out of the room without a word, looking anxious and unsettled. Moments later, Claudia enters and, seeing Raquel there, treats her harshly. Aries, standing just outside the room, hears everything, but doesn't intervene. Disappointed and hurt, Raquel leaves quietly and returns home. Meanwhile, back at his home, Aries is feeling restless. He tries to connect to Raquel's Wi-Fi out of habit, but it doesn't work. She has changed the password. When he hacks in, he's shocked to find a profanity in the new password, a direct jab at him. Furious, he texts Raquel, I hate you. That night, Raquel returns home heavily intoxicated, only to find herself locked out. She can't locate her keys. Sitting helplessly outside, she's found by Aries, who silently carries her into her room. As she lies in bed, she whispers, "Tell me a story," and then disappear from my life. Aries begins to share a deeply personal tale, his own. He talks about his childhood, how he witnessed his parents being with different people while pretending it was normal, and how that left scars. His father once told him, "Never fall in love. Love makes us weak." That fear, Aries confesses, is why he ran away from her the last time, because he's falling for her, and that terrifies him. As he speaks, Raquel quietly drifts off to sleep. The next morning, Raquel's mother wakes her up. She checks her phone and sees that Aries had messaged her, but deleted it before she could read it. She opens a reply, types "leave me alone," but pauses and doesn't hit send. Meanwhile, Aries keeps checking his phone, hoping for a message that never comes. That's when his father and older brother call him in. They've received yet another complaint from his college. His father, stern and commanding, tells him, "You can't keep running away. You will join the company. Get your economics degree and become useful. And forget about that girl. You're wasting your time." It turns out, Aries' older brother had told their father everything about Raquel. The next day, Raquel is quietly studying at the library with Yoshi when Aries suddenly walks in. He approaches her, asking for forgiveness. But Raquel, still deeply hurt, takes him outside and confronts him. "What did you think?" she asks sharply. "That after everything you did, you could just apologize and I'd forgive you?" Aries, humbled, replies, "I'm truly sorry for everything. I've never felt this way about anyone before. I want to fix what I broke and make it right." He even invites her to a costume party as his date. After a moment's pause, Raquel agrees. But what they don't know is, Yoshi overheard everything, and it breaks his heart. He's liked Raquel for a long time. Fighting back emotion, he tells her, "You're making a mistake by giving him another chance. You know what kind of person he is. He'll hurt you again, just like all the others. And don't come crying to me when it happens, because I won't be there next time." The day of the date arrives. But instead of taking her to the party, Aries tells Raquel, "We're not going there. I made a few changes. I want a night to be even more special." He takes her to the rooftop of their office building, where a private dinner is beautifully set up. Raquel is stunned. "We'll have dinner," she says with a smirk, "but then what?" Aries looks at her with a smile and says, "Whatever happens after is up to you." They spend the evening talking, laughing, sharing stories, completely lost in each other's world. After dinner, swept up in the moment, their chemistry intensifies. What follows is a whirlwind of passion, framed not just by physical attraction, but by something deeper growing between them. Soon, we see them meeting every day, sneaking moments together. Their connection deepens, their romance blossoms, and every shared second feels magical. But the dream begins to crack. One evening, while having dinner with his family, Aries' father suddenly shows him a video of that rooftop dinner. His father says coldly, "I told you to stay away from that girl. If this had leaked, your career would be over." Furious and defiant, Aries stands up and says, "Then I don't want to be part of this company, and I'm done pretending to care about this economics degree." He storms out of the house and heads straight to the cafe where Raquel works. In a bold move, he starts working there with her, choosing love over legacy for the first time in his life. Few days later, Aries' older brother Artemis walks into his room and notices a cap with the name of a cafe on it. Curious, he looks up the address and heads over there. To his surprise, he finds Aries working behind the counter, alongside Raquel. Seeing this, Artemis becomes furious with Raquel, blaming her for Aries' decisions. Shortly after, Artemis hosts a corporate party at their home. Aries brings Raquel along to introduce her to his family, though Raquel is visibly nervous, unsure whether she'll be accepted by them. What she doesn't realize is that her mother is working the same party as a server. In a cruel move, Artemis signals the staff to send Raquel's mother to them with drinks. When Raquel sees her mom working there, she's devastated and humiliated. She storms out in tears. Aries tries to stop her, but she slaps him and leaves. Back home, she breaks down, believing that Aries intentionally set her up to be insulted. In the following days, Aries tries reaching out to her, but she refuses to talk. Eventually, they have an emotional conversation and both apologize. When Aries asks if he can accompany her to the prom, Raquel coldly says it's better if he doesn't. She walks away, and later that night, breaks down in her mother's arms, telling her everything. To comfort her, her mother shares something personal. Raquel's father was a talented writer, but never published his book. Not because it wasn't good, but because he never believed in himself. Then she gently says, "If you care about Aries, talk to him. When something starts breaking, you fix the problem, not throw away the whole thing." That's when Raquel realizes maybe she misunderstood Aries all along. Raquel wastes no time. She rushes to Aries' house, determined to make things right. Artemis tries to stop her from seeing his brother, but she still manages to apologize to Aries and then leaves. After stepping outside, she sends him a heartfelt message. "I'll be waiting for you at prom." That night, she arrives at the party, watching others dance while her eyes search the crowd, hoping Aries will show up. Meanwhile, Aries is already on his way, running toward the party. But just as he reaches the gate, Yoshi stops him. He accuses Aries of playing with Raquel's feelings, saying he'll just use her and then leave, like always. The tension rises, and Aries leads him away toward a nearby pool to talk. But the argument spirals into a physical fight, and in the scuffle, Aries falls into the water. The pool was treated with chlorine, and Aries is allergic. He begins to lose consciousness. Panicking, Yoshi rushes to Raquel and confesses everything. That Aries had come for her, but they got into a fight and he fell into the pool. Horrified, Raquel runs to the spot and finds Aries unconscious. Yoshi helps pull him out, and they rush him to the hospital. Raquel stays by his side, caring for him through recovery. In those quiet moments, Aries' family finally realizes that losing their son would be far worse than accepting his love. Once healed, Aries leaves to pursue his dream of studying medicine, something he had wanted long before. Though the distance is painful for both of them, they stay connected. Aries video calls her every day and occasionally visits. For months pass. Raquel is seen reading from a book she's written, sharing her story with a crowd that's moved to tears. They rise in applause. The book's title, Through My Window, her own love story. The next morning, Raquel lies in bed, reading a message from Aries and missing him deeply. But when she glances out the window, there he is, smiling at her. She's stunned. And just like that, after all the distance and struggle, they're finally together again. Hearts full, smiles bright. So friends, that's a wrap on today's beautiful journey of Through My Window. What a roller coaster of emotions, right? From heartache to healing, and love that triumphs over every challenge. We hope this story touched your heart as much as it touched ours. But now we want to hear from you. What was your favorite moment in the story? Do you think Aries and Raquel made the right choice in the end? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to read your reflections. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more heartfelt stories like this one. And make sure to click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. And remember, true love always finds a way. Until next time, stay kind, stay true, and never stop believing in love.